Welcome back to Morsels and Motors. No, I'm not Richard Madeley, but I still use his catchphrases. This is my Austin Metro, and today I'm going to do a few little jobs on this. Nothing too exciting, but just some little kind of trim jobs and that kind of thing, but we're also going to go and have a look underneath at an MOT advisory. So let's get cracking. So today's exciting first job is to do one of my favourite things, which is making the car a little bit more back to how it was originally supposed to be. So this passenger door mirror is not supposed to be here because in 1983 a Metro standard did not have a passenger door mirror. I have sourced the correct blank, so it should be a case of simply unbolting the mirror and putting the blank on. However, this blank is broken. The top little mounting bulge thing, clip, that's the word, has snapped into, or snapped off anyway, part of it, so it won't stay put, and I don't want it to fall off because it was quite expensive and they are very rare. So I need to arrange some sort of MacGyvery fix to put it in place, probably using some double-sided tape. So let's see how I get on. So the first thing I need to do is pop off this internal trim to get out the screw for the mirror. Let's see if I can get this off. I can't quite remember where the clips are, so I just need to be really careful. Although this trim is less rare than the external trim because it's obviously on all of them. There we go, popped off. That's enough to get my fingers in there and pop the rest. Oh, I don't like popping brittle 80s plastics, but there we go. Okay, off it comes. That is all intact. That is good news. In there, in the hole that is exposed now, is a screw, and that just screws and holds the mirror on. So I will just take that off. What I need not to do is drop this screw down the door, otherwise I'm going to have to take the door card off and unhappiness will ensue if I do that. So it's almost off. Right, mirror is off. Here is the mirror. And let's see if I can manoeuvre delicately this screw off without dropping it, please. Got it. Okay, let's have a look, see how badly the blank fits. Right, we can see that there are two kind of rods at the bottom and the clip, which is broken on the top. So the clip goes into that hole there, and then the kind of lugs locate into those two there. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to look like, but obviously that will fall off very easily. So I started off by bulking up those two bottom lugs that still exist with some electrical tape, and because the lugs were way smaller than the holes, so I made them so that they sort of fit in a bit more, so that it kind of wedges itself in a bit, and that will hopefully help it from not falling off. So as you can see, they are probably almost a little bit oversized now for the holes, which is about right. So I think what I might do is set up a bit of double-sided tape up on here and then push it in and hope for the best. That's quite a lot of double-sided tape. I'm just going to take the backing off and then place it on and see what happens. So I've made one of the lugs a little bit too tight, so just unwinding a bit of the tape and seeing if that helps. This is essentially a video of a man playing with tape, isn't it, really? That's okay. Okay, let's have another go. Oh, that's going in better. Okay, they are going in. Okay, how's that? Well, it's there. but I think actually bulking up those two bottom lugs has kind of done the job. I think that's pretty secure. Good, good. I'm pleased with that. Hopefully the double-sided tape is also actually doing something. It's there, it's done, it's in the right place, it fits, and it's not going anywhere, it's not loose, it's not going to come off. I think that is a job done. So we just need to put the internal panel back on, and that is one job jobbed. Let's get this internal panel back on. Come on now. Just don't want to break any of these little lugs. Oh, clips. There we go. Clipped. In. Done. Next little job I want to do is just to remove these headrests. The standard Metro does not have headrests. The car, when I got it, didn't have headrests. My friend Oliver has bought me these correct coloured headrests, which is fantastic, which I use for longer journeys. But to go to a show, which I'm going to this weekend, I am going to just remove them and put the original blanking plates there, just to keep it as standard as possible. So just going to pop them off and put the blanking plugs in. I'm indoors in the garage today because, well, first of all, it's the luxury of having a garage, which I have at this house. And second of all, it is actually raining outside, although it seems to now be brightening up. The weather forecast today said no rain whatsoever, and so I was going to cut the grass and do lots of car jobs outside, but obviously the actual weather had other plans. Here are my very important headrest blanks. 3 of them, I think, or 2 of them came with the car. The other 2 I managed to source on eBay in the correct kind of bluey colour that matches the trim. And these just slot in there. 1. And there we go. Driver's side down. And passenger side. Done. Okay, that was a nice easy job. I just put those headrests in the boot. In my quest to get this car back to exactly as it should be for the correct specification of the car, I am looking for the little side reflectors that are not actually repeaters, because these have been added later and they shouldn't be on this trim level for this year. So they are just like an orange piece of plastic that kind of, I think, is glued over the hole in the wing where the wiring would come out for these repeaters. So if anyone does have a pair of those attached to an old wing or something like that, I would be incredibly grateful if I could get hold of them, because I really can't seem to find them anywhere. Next job is underneath the car. I've put it up on some ramps, so I'm going to go underneath and have a look at an MOT advisory for some corrosion, and also see if I can figure out what a clunk is that seems to be happening. Well, here I am under the car. I've done some poking around and I think I might have found the culprit, but I'm not sure. So the issue that's happening, which I didn't explain a minute ago, is that when you kind of go over an uneven surface or some bumps, there's like a clonk on the front left-hand side of the car. And compare that to the other side, so that's it, kind of if I whack it. Nothing. So I think the MOT advisory has picked up the clonk, which I think is that arm, because it can't really be anything else. I was surprised the MOT advisory didn't pick it up what it would be, so I think that is because that track rod definitely rattles, and I think that's probably the noise. So that means I can stop prying about underneath here trying to shake things. The other issue, the other reason I'm underneath the car, what I want to have a look at is this. So this is the front near side subframe mounting just here, and just above it the MOT tester has said he found a little bit of rust. That wasn't bad enough to fail, but he said he wanted me to have a look at it and make sure it's treated. I might not do it right now because I don't have everything with me, so I don't want to start and then expose lots of kind of corrosion that need to be rubbed off, and I don't have the stuff. So I'll get to it at some point, but I don't think that it's sort of too horrendously bad, but obviously needs to I think the underseal just needs to be flaked off. The solid metal underneath then needs to be cure-rusted and just rubbed down, etc, etc. Unless there's a hole, in which case it needs welding. Well, let's hope not. I don't know whether you can see, but the bonnet really is fading a little bit. It needs a bit of a cut and polish to bring it back to life and fully shiny. Eagle-eyed viewers may note a few minor changes to the Metro. The first of which is I have replaced the old instrument binnacle, which is really faded and brown, with a nice correct blue one, which looks way better. I've also removed the radio because it was rattling so incredibly much, but I have been told there are some clips that I was missing, so hopefully I'll get hold of some of those so that I can fit the radio and it not rattle. It really was just insane how much it rattled when you were driving along. And most exciting of all, around the back here I have a brand new exhaust. You might have followed my saga on Twitter where I'd been sent the wrong exhaust, an MG exhaust, had that fitted without realising it was an MG exhaust, and then was kind of horrified. So I am really delighted to have the correct new old stock exhaust finally fitted. And it's also had a new front exhaust as well. The whole system is brand new. And I've also found a blanking plate for the left-hand fog light, which shouldn't be there, so we now only have one fog light, which is absolutely correct for the standard Metro. So you may have probably worked out by now that my task with this car is returning it exactly to standard spec. Although I am going to retain the servo brakes, which is the addition that someone has put on, but that's the only thing I'm going to retain. Everything else is going back to standard, including this wiper. Once I get the correct blanking plug for the wiper and also the correct blank, just like that, for the wiper switch. And then I think that will be everything back to exactly how standard spec should be. Happy days. Oh, apart from possibly this surround here shouldn't be there. I should probably remove it. Easier said than done. Here we go. Oh, it's hard work removing it. Come on. There we go. There we have our naked handbrake grip. I'm going to see how I get on with it without the grip. I quite like the feel of that grip. It's quite good. And I've never driven a car that has a kind of a naked handbrake grip, but we'll give it a go, see what happens, see how we get on. I've just given this little nugget a wash. It also needs a polish, so I'll get on with that probably tomorrow after the car has dried properly. So there you go, that's everything for this video. Only a couple of little jobs, bit of investigation, but thought you might like to see the Metro, so there you go. I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.